was a time when they were everything to each other. It started with something simple. A glance, a smile, a chance encounter that felt like fate. They spent hours talking, laughing, discovering the small pieces of each other's soul that no one else knew. He was drawn to her like a moth to a flame. Every little thing about her was perfect in his eyes. And she had never felt so understood, so cared for. Their love was easy, effortless, like breathing in and out. Every morning was brighter with her, every night warmer with him. They talked about their future as if it was already written in the stars, their fingers intertwined, hearts beating in perfect sync. She was his home, and he was hers. But love, as it often does, tested them in ways they hadn't prepared for. It started slowly, almost imperceptibly. Her friend came around more, always there, always offering her advice, always sharing her thoughts. At first it seemed innocent, just a friend looking out for her. But then, little things began to change. She wasn't as open with him anymore. Her eyes would dart away when he asked about her day. Her touch wasn't as warm. It was as though something invisible was pulling her away, and he couldn't reach it, couldn't fix it. He noticed how her friend would linger a little longer when she spoke, how her words seemed to plant seeds of doubt in her mind. They were questioning their relationship in ways he never expected. "Are you sure he's the one?" her friend would say. Or, "Don't settle for less." The quiet whispers seemed harmless at first, but they were slowly taking root in her heart. And then came the night one that changed everything. He overheard her on the phone, her voice soft, distant, filled with something that made his stomach drop. Her words were sharp, cutting through the silence like a knife. "I don't think I can do this anymore." He stood frozen, unable to speak, unable to move. Her back was turned, and yet he felt the full weight of the betrayal in that one sentence. The woman he had loved so deeply, the woman he had trusted with every part of himself, was slipping away. When she saw him standing there, her face turned pale, as if she'd been caught in a lie too big to hide. "It's not what you think," she said, but the cracks in her voice were too deep, too raw. She wasn't looking at him the same way anymore. The warmth in her eyes had turned to something cold, something foreign. He asked, quietly, almost afraid to hear the truth.
"What happened?"
And she answered, but it wasn't the answer he wanted, the one he had imagined in all their late-night talks. "I don't know if I can keep doing this," she said. "I don't know if I'm ready for this anymore." It was like a dream shattering, piece by piece, right in front of him. The love they had built, the late-night conversations, the laughter, the plans, they all felt like a lie. It wasn't just her friend's words that had broken her. It was the distance that had crept in over time, the doubts planted in her mind like seeds. And once they took root, there was no going back. He tried to fight for her, to make her see that they were stronger than outside forces. But the more he tried, the more she pulled away. She wasn't the woman he had fallen in love with anymore. She was someone else, someone lost to the influence of others. Lost to the whispers that had convinced her he wasn't enough. She left. And with that, the silence between them was unbearable. Every memory, every moment they shared, felt like a shadow in his heart. He couldn't stop replaying it, all the way her laugh used to make him smile, the way her hand felt in his, the way she used to say his name like it was the only word that mattered. He tried to move on, tried to convince himself that it would get easier. But every time he saw her with someone else, every time she smiled at another man, a part of him died inside. It wasn't that he wanted her back. It was that he couldn't forget her the way she had been, the way they had been. And he couldn't understand how she could change so easily. How could she throw away everything they had for something so uncertain? The pain wasn't just in the heartbreak, it was in the fact that love, something so pure and real, had been torn apart by something as fragile as a whisper. And he wondered, in the quietest moments of the night, if she ever thought of him, if she ever wondered what went wrong, Or if she had truly forgotten him the way she had forgotten them.